When I opened my eyes, everything was blurry. The ceiling lights felt like burning stars, stabbing through my skull. I tried to speak, but my voice came out broken, weak, unfamiliar. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what had happened. All I heard was the slow, rhythmic beep of a heart monitor and the faint whisper of someone standing beside me. A nurse. She leaned close, her voice trembling as if she wasn't supposed to say the words she whispered. "You're safe now, but you need to know something. Your husband, he tried to sign your life away." The room froze. My breath stopped. My heart broke. And in that single moment, I realized the life I thought I had, my marriage, my love, my home, was nothing but a carefully constructed lie. I had always trusted him. For 18 years, I stood by him, through failures, deaths, heartbreaks, the arrival of his sick mother, the loss of our first child. I worked 2 jobs. I held the family together. I believed he loved me. But love, real love, doesn't try to erase you. The nurse handed me a file. Papers. Signatures. Documents prepared for the hospital. My husband had told them I was beyond saving, that I had no chance of recovery. He had tried to approve a decision that would have ended my life. Why? The question tore through my soul. But worse, the answer was already forming in my heart. Money. Insurance. Maybe someone else. A new life he wanted to build without me. I stared at the papers until the letters blurred. Tears streamed down my face, but not for myself. For the illusion I had lived in. For the woman who believed loyalty meant something. For the years I had wasted loving a man who could stand beside my unconscious body and choose convenience over humanity. When I recovered enough to speak again, the nurse told me everything. How he would come to the hospital with a woman. A younger one. Beautiful, polished, confident. Someone who held his hand as if she already owned him. They stood outside my room, whispering, laughing, planning. One day, the nurse heard them arguing. The woman's voice was sharp, cold. "When is she going to be gone? You promised me. We can't move forward until she's out of the picture." And my husband, the man who once held my hand and swore he'd protect me until his last breath. He whispered, "It's almost done." A piece of my heart died that day. When the doctors told him I had finally regained consciousness, he didn't come rushing. He didn't panic. He didn't even ask how I was. He simply didn't show up. Instead, he sent his brother, with a fake smile and a bag of cheap fruit, acting like everything was fine. But I was done pretending. I stayed silent. I didn't tell anyone what I knew. I pretended I remembered nothing. I acted weak, confused, helpless. Because sometimes, the greatest weapon is patience. And I was no longer the woman he knew, the one who forgave, the one who waited, the one who gave him chance after chance. I was building something inside me. A fire. A storm. A plan. When I finally returned home, the house felt different. Cold. Rearranged. Like someone else had been living there. I checked the closets, my clothes pushed aside. My drawers half empty. My favorite cup gone from the kitchen. My pillow moved. She had been here. In my home. In my life. Sleeping in my bed. But the final blow came when I found the hidden folder inside his office drawer, bank transfers, hotel receipts, jewelry invoices, and 2 flight tickets for a vacation booked under his name. One ticket was for him, and the other, not for me. My hands shook, but my mind grew clear. I wasn't imagining anything. I wasn't overreacting. I wasn't being emotional. He had built an entire life while I was fighting for mine. So I started collecting everything: photos, documents, call logs, messages. I hired a lawyer quietly, a private investigator secretly. My silence became my power. He walked into the house one evening and froze when he saw me sitting at the dining table, alive, strong, and waiting. He opened his mouth, fake concern pouring out like poison. "Honey, you're home." I was so worried, but I didn't respond. I slid the folder across the table. His face went pale. His lies collapsed. His voice shook. He tried to explain, to twist the truth, to blame me, the doctors, the universe, anything but himself. But I had all the evidence. When I told him I knew about the hospital papers, his knees nearly buckled. When I showed him the videos from the private investigator, he couldn't breathe. When the lawyer stepped out from the next room, his entire world shattered. In one meeting, in 1 hour, in one carefully planned storm, he lost. Asterisk the house. Asterisk the money he tried to hide. Asterisk his reputation. Asterisk the woman he cheated with. Asterisk and the life he thought he deserved at my expense. He had built his new future on the hope of my death. But I returned. And I took back everything he stole. When he packed his bags and walked out, defeated, exposed, and broken, my heart felt light for the first time in years. Not because he suffered, not because he lost, but because I finally understood my worth. I survived the hospital. I survived betrayal. I survived the man who wanted me gone. And now, I was free. As I stood at the window watching him leave forever, I whispered the last words he would ever hear from me. "You signed away my life, but in the end, it was your own life that vanished." I turned away, closed the door, and stepped into a new dawn. A life rebuilt not from pain, but from strength. A life he could no longer touch. If you want more stories of courage, betrayal, and powerful comebacks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support gives life to the next story.